Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wild Eye Week, day 3. So, third one on the list is Triggered. Check it out.
Deadline
After the
tomorrow,
commercial break, of
and
course.
your computer just crashed. It's switching time to a Chromebook that protects you from security threats online. Switch to built-in virus protection. Switch to Chromebook.
Okay.
Attention students, it is with great sadness that I report to you that 2 Jackson High School students
were found murdered last night.
But now all anybody can talk about is the fact that she's dead and that there's a serial killer on the loose. Nobody will take my problem seriously.
We have given you everything you asked for. Just last month, we instated a trigger warning for all novels written by white, heterosexual, cisgendered authors depicting the lives of minorities.
Did you just take my picture without my consent? That's rape. You have no right to wear those. You didn't go through what they went through.
It was you that got me reported for wearing chopsticks in my hair.
Do you know how offensive that is to Asian people?
Get a real cause.
It's like you bring this on yourself.
You're too sensitive.
People like you make me sick.
You two are not going to leave this house tonight because they still have not caught that killer. And I want you two to stay safe.
Think about it. Nobody cared about Becca until she died. We don't even have to die. We just have to act like we got attacked.
And then this person with a mask and a blonde wig comes in and just started attacking us.
People love a survivor, but you know what they hate? A liar.
When somebody wants to kill us,
I know what you did and it makes me sick.
I'm done.
We're all in this together, just like those High School Musical kids.
When I die, on my tombstone, it's not gonna say she baked cookies, loved the Lord, and did a mean cross stitch. No, it's gonna say she was special.
Callie's crazy.
Obviously.
No, not run-of-the-mill crazy. I'm talking Glenn Close boiling bunnies crazy.
Alright, that's Triggered. Callie Bishop has a lot of issues. Besides the fact that her town is full of brain-dead bigots, there's a serial killer on the loose, and now no one's taking her problems seriously. With the help of her friend Ian, Callie devises a plan to get the attention back on her and her issues by faking an attack from the killer. Callie's plan backfires when the real killer sets their sights on the two friends in an effort to make them the victims they've been claiming to be. How can Callie and Ian find their way out of their web of lies before the killer claims them as yet another one of their many victims? Featuring a Nightmare on Elm Street's Amanda Weiss, Triggered is a sinister, spooky, and scarily sarcastic thrill ride. And let's see. It's directed by Christopher Wesley Moore. It was also written by him. Came out in 2019. Cast includes Meredith Moeller as Callie Bishop, Jesse Dalton as Ian, Sam Furman as Zach, Kenny Bounds as Beverly Bishop, Ariane Elizabeth as Megan, Caitlin Driscoll as Lisa, Amanda Weiss as Gloria Fielding. She plays the principal, and it turns out, like back in the 80s, there were some murders before the present day, and she was one of the survivors. Then we got, sorry about that, Alberto Meza is Dane, Christy Hartfield is Jordan, Holly Booney is Becca, Isabel Albert is Camille, and Cheryl Abernathy is Judy Briggs. So yeah, as you can see from the trailer, that Callie, she's got some issues. She's not part of the crowd, and she tries to defend everyone, anyone who's gay, transgender, another race, whether they be Indian, Mexican, black, it doesn't matter. And some of the stuff, she takes it over the top where it almost seems like she's making it more racist than it actually is. And she just nitpicks at the littlest things, like wearing chopsticks and their own hair, or the blind lunch worker, he offered fried chicken to one of the black students. Just like ridiculous things that shouldn't really matter regardless. And while she's in detention, she gets detention because she overreacts after she goes into the boys' bathroom. Zach took a picture of her, as you saw from the trailer. She's freaking out, makes a big deal, screams rape, and Amanda Weiss, the principal, gives them both detention. And one of the religious girls, church girls, when they're a couple of them go to the bathroom, and they get into a fight about the earrings that she has, being Indian, and she accidentally kills another student. And she calls her friend Ian in to help her out because she doesn't know what to do. She's freaking out and she knows she'll get blamed. And there's another student in there who films through the stall what's going on to keep it as evidence. And Ian and Callie don't know what to do. And of course, Ian, he's the gay friend that no one else, he's kind of the outsider too in it. He's freaking out because he got dragged into something illegal that he didn't even want to be a part of, but since he's friends with her, helped her take the body back to her house. And her mom is so ridiculous in this movie, it's funny, but she comes in while they're talking and cover up the body, talking how she doesn't want them going out, and she goes out to work. And Callie comes up with the plan, since there is a killer on the loose. There were a couple of girls who were killed in the beginning. One of them was her ex-girlfriend. But anyway, that's another little side story. So they decide, Callie decides that they should be attacked by the killer. So the scene, they decide to fake an attack in the kitchen. And it totally reminds me of Scream, when they're going to stab each other. And there's some other Scream factors. I won't really spoil the movie if you haven't seen it, but it reminds me of Scream a little bit. I like how they make fun of some other movies, and there's other nods to movies in this. So then after, they get away with that, they're the survivors. She becomes more well-known. Ian sort of gets in touch. He becomes closer with his crush, Zach. That was the dead girls that, I think her name was Leslie, I forget offhand, that Callie had killed X, but turns out he has a secret life too, and he wasn't really as out as Ian. But anyway, so he's more popular a little bit with him. Callie's getting all the attention that she's wanted, and it pretty much goes to her head, of course. Now, this being news, they're getting these notes, and it brings out the real killer, and the killer decides to come after them because they didn't like them taking the blame, or the credit, not the blame, I'm sorry, the credit for what the real killer does. So they're trying to figure out who is threatening them. Well, mostly it's Ian. He's all paranoid and doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. And so that's pretty much it. They're just trying to figure out what's going on. Everything's going to Callie's head. They later on get blackmailed from the student that saw that, who ends up getting killed as well. And Ian becomes suspicious of her. Like I said, there's a few other suspects in it as well. It kind of reminds me of Scream. There's some really good kill scenes later on. It's typical slasher movie mystery whodunit. So I'll leave it at that. You'll just have to watch it to find out who the killer really is. And if you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Definitely check out Triggered if you're a Wild Eye fan. Enjoy your Wild Eye week, and see you next time.